Hi there, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Away Days with me, Dino. I hope everyone's well. I know it's been a while. I've been off like for a couple of weeks. I've just been busy with work, and it's just been one day after another with everything going on with work-wise for me. So it's been very, very busy. So for those of you who have been looking out, yeah, I do apologise. For those of you that have been patient to hear this one, thank you very much. Just before I get started, you can listen to me on Podbean. Just follow my link, which I've left on my Instagram and on my TikTok. Or you can watch me on my YouTube channel, which is Dino, Away Days. So if you're watching, hello. Um, and you can just keep up with me there. I also do shorts and everything on there as well, so you can just see things I put up on a one or two everyday basis as well. So do follow those and just subscribe and support. I really would appreciate it. So the last couple of weeks has been very, very tense for football fans. Depending on how you're looking at it in regards to who you support and what competition they've been playing in. I guess we can go back to the weekend of Arsenal playing Brentford, because that was a key weekend in regards to how things were going to look in regards to the Premiership table and the title running. Man City and Liverpool played that same weekend. They both drew. Arsenal beat Brentford 2-1. Very, very stubborn Brentford, if I may recall. Um, and it set up the table with literally a point between the three teams. Arsenal and Liverpool are joint top on 64 points, but Arsenal got a better goal difference by, I think, by a good 6-7 goals. Um, and Arsenal's next game is against Man City, which is not this weekend but next weekend. Um, that being said, there was no Premier. There was a couple of Premier. Well, there's one of I can remember. Aston Villa and West Ham did play each other on the weekend. There was a bit of controversy in that one in regards to whether where a goal should have been given, but VAR disallowed it from West Ham. But there you go. Same thing happened again in the Liverpool Man City game with Jeremy Doku's foul on Alexis should have been a penalty or not. Now we can all sit here and stipulate whether Liverpool would have scored the penalty or the free kick, wherever it was, but anywhere on the pitch, that's a free kick. Um, it wasn't even it wasn't a penalty. So you know, what more can we say about that one? But I've always said to people when it comes to the start of a Premiership season, there's going to be controversy. There's going to be points where we're going to be looking at things where we're going to be talking about them for ages. We're going to talk about it for a very, very long time, especially with some of the decisions that referees have done this season involving many teams. And what some people say is that it always works out in the end, but it doesn't, because if it or evens itself out, should I say, but it doesn't even itself out, because if it did, everyone would be on the same amount of points, and that's not the case. Um, but I've always said that some teams will get away with a bit of luck more so than others, and in this case, Man City got away with one, and they seem to be getting away with quite a bit of things, and in regards to what's going on, especially with financial fair play as well. Whereas 114 charges has been put against them. And speaking of charges, we go to the Premiership now, and Nottingham Forest have been deducted 4 points. They were deducted 4 points yesterday, which has actually now coincidentally put them in a relegation zone. That can have repercussions on teams mentally. Because we saw Brentford won over Brentford lost to Burnley over the weekend, and all of a sudden now, because of that points deductions, I believe there's now a 4 point gap between between Burnley and Forest. So that could actually play a big way on your mindset mentally. But we'll see how it goes when we come back, when the Premiership weekend comes back from international duty, and see how that goes. Not going to talk too much about the the Premier League. This is more about cup competitions. This edition. I'm gonna talk about the European draws for all the European competitions as well as the FA Cup. Gonna bring the Champions League up first. Arsenal, obviously Arsenal played as well. They had a good game against Porto. Very, very, very hard working Porto. Very stubborn Porto. And I always said it was going to be that it wasn't going to be a cake cook. So when I saw people saying we was going to beat them 4-5-0, I thought, no, we ain't going to beat them 4-5-0. But we needed to get an early goal. We got the goal. We did try to get more. But like I said, Porto are a very stubborn team. They tried to come out to play and they made it difficult. But got to penalties. David Ray's the hero with 2 fine saves. So congratulations to Arsenal. Congratulations to the boys. And the draw for the Champions League was made a few days later. Incidentally, the first leg for the first leg of these ties will be on the 9th and 10th of April. The draw was made. Arsenal playing Bayern Munich. Real Madrid versus Man City, Atletico Madrid versus Dortmund, and PSG versus Barcelona. Concurrently as well, the winner of the Arsenal Bayern Munich match will play the winner of the Real Madrid Man City match. So I've said to a couple of people that the winner of the Champions League will come out of those 4 teams. In my view, I've said this to a couple of people at work. I've said this to a couple of people who I've spoken to about this. I've spoken to a couple of friends about it, and I've just said to them, yeah, I just think these 4 teams here are probably the 4 teams to look for. Not taking anything away from the other 4 teams. PSG and Barcelona, they can still cause you a problem, but I just don't see anything going beyond the other 4, the other end of the draw, especially with Real and Man City. I mean, between the both of them two, they set the bar right now. But very, very spicy quarterfinal. That being said, as an Arsenal fan, do I think that we can beat Bayern Munich? Yes, I do. This is a completely different Arsenal team. This is a completely different Bayern Munich team. This is not the same Bayern that beat us 7 years ago, 10-2 in aggregate, which, is what it is. But these are 2 completely different teams. And Arsenal have players in the team which I'm pretty sure Bayern will look at and think, oh, damn, we don't really want to be playing against them. So, it won't be, like I said, but it won't be, again, we played Porto. Playing Bayern Munich is not going to be an easy cakewalk. It's not going to be one of those ones where we're going to be expected to wipe the floor with them, but I do believe we can win. I believe we can win the tie and go through. And if we can, then we come to the semi-final. So, here we go. So, like I said, I'm just going to go through all the cup competitions. So that was the Champions League. I'm going to do the Europa League as well. I'm just going to quickly go down to the quarterfinal for that. Liverpool are playing Atalanta, Benfica versus Marseille, Bayern Leverkusen versus West Ham, and Milan versus Roma. So again, those are 4 very, very spicy ties again. Leverkusen, what can you say about Leverkusen? They've been a breath of fresh air in the German league. They've yet to lose, and even in the tie prior, they were actually losing. They scored 2 goals in stoppage time. So this is a team that doesn't know how to lay down and quit. So West Ham could be in for a long time in that one. Milan and Roma, you know what you're going to expect out of them too. In regards to that's going to be another big game. Liverpool, Atalanta should be a good one, but I think Liverpool should probably maybe shade that one. Benfica and Marseille, that's going to be a pretty good end-to-end game as well. So some interesting ones in the Europa League as well. It's good to see that the Europa League is getting like that again. I mean, at one point, Europa or the UEFA Cup back in the day was, if anything, a lot of people used to say that it was a lot harder to win than the Champions League or the European Cup, because you was dealing with the best of the best from the who weren't the champions. But yeah, again, those games will be played. The first leg of those games will be played on the 11th of April. The second leg for those games will be played on the 18th, so a week later. And we'll quickly just jump on to the Conference League. Again, quarterfinals is Victoria Plzen versus Fiorentina, Olympiacos versus Fenerbahce, Aston Villa versus Lille and Club Rouge versus PLK Salonika, if I remember. That's the Greek team. So again, interesting draws again. Fiorentina in there, got quite a few celebrate teams in there from Europe, from um, European accomplishments and European wins. Aston Villa, former European Cup winners. Again, these times will be played in the 11th. First leg will be played in the 11th, with the second leg being played on the 18th of April. So again, a week later with that one. So those are the European ties for the Champions League, the Europa League, and the Conference League. I just want to now go into the FA Cup because I watched well, apart from the Man City versus Newcastle game, I did watch all the other games, and that was probably the most entertaining round of FA Cup football I've ever seen in my life. Um, it was brilliant it was brilliant to watch all the games. But the Wolves game, Wool, I don't even know what to think of that game between Wolves and Coventry. I didn't think nothing could top that, but then Man United and Liverpool came along, so it was a bit of a crazy one. Leicester gave Chelsea a good run for their money in that one. It just made the Man City game look quite basic, if we're being honest. They won their game by 2-0. Manchester now beat Liverpool 4-3. Chelsea beat Leicester 4-2, and Wolves lost to Coventry by 3-2. If I remember correctly in that game, Coventry were up by a goal to nil. Wolves then scored in the I think in the 81st minute or something like that. Then they scored again in the 87th minute. I can't even remember. I have to look at. I have to see if I can bring this up to you guys, because it was actually a crazy one. Right, so Coventry scored first, then in the second half. Then Wolves scored in the 83rd minute. Then they scored again in the 88th minute. Then there was 9 minutes. There was 9 minutes of added on time. I do remember that bit. There was 9 minutes of added on time. Um, Otherwise, I was going to go to extra time. Ellis Sims scored his second goal of the game 7 minutes into time added on, and then Harsh Wright scored literally at the depth with 10 minutes gone. So he basically had the last kick of the game. It was that crazy of a game, but it was a very good game. So it's one of those games that if you played that type of game on FIFA or something, you'd be throwing that control pad all over the place if you lost. And I've known people to do that as well. So I've known people, I've known people who have probably spent over £200 on PS5 control pads because they've lost games. How many times they've been beaten on there? But there you go. I mean, even and then I didn't, like I said, I didn't think nothing could top that. But then Old Trafford came along with Man United and Liverpool, and again, it was just like a boxing match. This game. Liverpool at one point in the second half were pressing, and it got to at one point they were 5-on-2. It was 5 against 2 on a break, on a counter attack, and they messed up, and I thought, that's going to come back to haunt them. 2 minutes later, Man United went down the other end and scored. They equalised, and then I do remember Rashford. Nice ball went over the top to Rashford, controlled it well. He just put it just wide, but from what it looked like, from what they were saying, from what it looked like it would have been ruled out for offside. So VAR may have intervened, but then we went into extra time. Harvey Elliott scored, put Liverpool back in the lead, made it 3-2. Then Marcus Rashford scored, and then literally at the end, there's a young man called Ahmad. He scored the winning goal for Manchester United, and Man United went 1-4 goes to 3. If I remember correctly, Jurgen Klopp was walked off his press conference because of a question that was asked of him from a journalist. Just but there you go. That's just one of those things there. So so those are the 4 games from the quarterfinals, which means so the semi-final draw was made just after the Man United game, and both semi-finals will be at Wembley, which I think is a bit wrong because I think they should be played different grounds. But anyway, Man United are playing Coventry, and Manchester City are playing Chelsea. So we could actually have an all Manchester final in this one. And probably the way all the teams are playing, that will probably be what will happen. However, this is the FA Cup, and we all know what the FA Cup is all about with its magic. So who knows, the whole Dragon of Coventry could come back and haunt Man United. We don't know. Who knows? Man United could have 20 odd attempts on goal, and Coventry could have one and score on target and win the game 1-0. Who knows? That's the magic right there. So, but those are the games. Man City versus Chelsea, Coventry versus Man United. It says here on in front of me that it's going to be playing the weekend of the 20th of April. I don't think both games will be played at the same time, so we'll see where they're being played. So it just says to be decided. So there you go. So yeah, those are the cup competitions in that regard. Just a quick one, which I just want to bring up as well in regards to the Premiership, because obviously I've mentioned the Premiership coming to the home straight now with the Premiership. Let me just quickly bring this up, guys. Quickly, because this ain't gonna be a long one, so I'm gonna quickly go down to the table. So right, as I said earlier, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City are all separated by a point. Liverpool and Arsenal are both joint top, but Arsenal have the better goal difference by 7 goals right now. Man City third. Aston Villa are fourth, so they've got the last Champions League spot, so they're in complete control there at the moment. Tottenham played Fulham on the weekend. They had an opportunity to overtake Villa, but they lost 3-0 to Fulham at Craven Cottage. Aston Villa then themselves had an opportunity to extend the lead, but they managed to get a point at West Ham. So they were quite fortunate, I think, from what everyone was saying to me in regards to that game as well. Again, VAR came into play with that one. So the top 5 is the top 5 at the moment. Manchester United are on a bit of a roll in the league as well. They may have an outside chance of getting into the Champions League. They're on 47 points. Then comes West Ham, Brighton, Wolves, Newcastle, all just up in mid-table now. Chelsea are starting to make a bit of a move now. They're a point behind Newcastle, Fulham, Bournemouth. I think from there, those teams we're going to be seeing them next season. So, Bournemouth I think are more than safe now. And then we get down to Crystal Palace, Brentford, Everton, Luton, Forest now, who've been deducted 4 points. They're now in the relegation zone along with Burnley and Sheffield United. What I was mentioning before was the big thing is that Burnley beat Brentford by 2-1, and because now Forest have been deducted 4 points, the gap between them two now is 4 points. So very, very interesting case of affairs there in regards to the relegation dogfight, as they like to call it. For me, there's still 10 games. That mean 9. A couple of teams still got 10 games to play. Some got 9 to play here. I think we're going to have to see how it goes when all teams play 30 or 31 games, and then we can see whereabouts everyone will be. I think Sheffield United will go. I think they're just holding out now for confirmation of relegation so they can just go down and start again. Burnley, I think they'll go down, but I think they have a good chance of catching Forest. How I'm looking at it right now, I'm thinking that it's probably the bottom 3 that will go, as it is right now. But like I said, a cause of optimism for those teams in the relegation. It's not over yet. Just keep fighting. That's all you can say in that regard. So yeah, guys, that is the Premiership table and how it's looking right now. So whoever your team is there, good luck to them and whatever they're chasing, whether it's a European spot, whether it's avoiding relegation, or whether it's the league. Arsenal, good luck to you. Yeah, I wish you all luck wherever your team goes. In that regard, just want to go into the next thing now in regards to the Six Nations. Congratulations to Ireland for winning the Six Nations again. I think they missed out on winning the Grand Slam, but yeah, they won again. They beat England, I think, over the weekend, and so congratulations to them. Two rounds of Formula One has gone. Max is in front, 2 races, 2 wins. So I think already we can say that Red Bull won it because their car's the best. So again, I'm not going to go delving too much into Formula One right now, with how things are in that regard. Yeah, the other thing again, guys, which I'll quickly bring up will be the NFL. The NFL is now in its free agency blocks. So if you're interested in finding out who your team is getting, what free agents your team is getting, do check out NFL.com or go onto your team's website and check out who are the new faces and new personnel coming into your team, whether they're coaches or whether they're players. Sorry. If you want to see games being played, it's something that I should have actually mentioned before. There is for those that don't know, there is the British American Football League. There's teams all over the country. Sorry, guys. There are teams all over the country. So whether you live in London or Birmingham, Manchester, up in the northeast and the southwest, in South Wales, in Scotland, there are teams all over the place. Again, do check out BAFL, the British American Football League. It will show you all the teams who are in and around the country, and you can go and watch your local team. It should say on all the teams where they play in the town that they're in, and yeah, just show some support. Show some support for the teams. If you want to play, you can probably play as well. Just again, go to the website. They'll have all the information there for all the teams as well, and they have different levels of games as well, whether it's youth or adult. Some of the teams do have girls teams as well. They do have flag teams as well. So do check them out. I believe the league season will be starting next month. So how the British American Football League is played during the summer. So American football really is a 12-month sport for all of us. So when the guys over here are playing, the NFL players, they're on their off season, and vice versa. So do check them out, guys. If you're in the London area, there are, let me think off the top of my head, there are 1, 2, 3. I'm counting 7 on the top of my head. That there's 17 in London. Where you can go and check out. Yeah, just give it a check out, guys, and everything, and you'll see the different. You'll probably see the different divisions as well, so you can see where all the teams are. And yeah, just show your support if you can get down to any of the games, in your local area whenever the games are playing. Yeah, do get down there. Go and give the team a shout, give your local team a support, and yeah, show the boys and girls out there who are playing. Just give them a bit of love and support. Yeah, just show some love and support for the guys that kit up and put them lids on their heads and everything like that. So yeah, make sure you just keep a lookout. So yeah, check out the British American Football League, and yeah, see what you think of it if you want to see more and know more about the game of American football. So yeah, guys, that's me for this week, for this episode. It's a bit quiet now. It is, I believe, internationals now, international break. So I believe there's been a few, obviously all the teams have been picked, players have been picked for their countries. I don't really want to go in too much about the whole thing in regards to Ben White because I don't know the whole ins and outs of what's happening there. All that, from my understanding, is because of the fact that he was picked and selected, but he didn't play at the World Cup, and he had a bit of altercation with one of the England coaches as well. Again, I don't want to go into it too much because I don't know the ins and outs in regards to it. But as an Arsenal fan, benefits Arsenal because he will be with us and he will be playing with us, and you know, all I can just say is, yeah, Ben, we're with you, and you know, you're my right back. So you know, just keep doing what right backs do. Just keep being solid, man. But yeah, anyway, guys, that's me. That's me for another episode. I'm gonna be talking about the title run and the relegation run as well. So if you guys want to join me on that one, yeah, do look out for me. If anyone who's listening to this wants to talk to me and join me on one of my podcasts and talk to me about the championship run, about the Premier League running and or the relegation dogfight, yeah, do let me know. It would be good to get some more voices on here as well. So I know you guys are listening out as well. Going to be talking about WrestleMania as well for all you wrestling fans out there. WrestleMania is just around the corner. It's in a couple of weeks' time on the 6th and 7th of April. Most of the matches have been done. I think the only one which is yet to be completed is the tag team match because there's meant to be 6 teams in that one. But all the other, I think all the other matches have been made. So yeah, I'll be talking about my review of WrestleMania coming up in a couple of weeks as well also. So yeah, so guys, that's me. Hope you're all good. Thanks for listening out, and I will see you all on the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.